It's been a long journey to get here, but I've finally qualified for the 2012 Olympic Games in London. I managed to stay undefeated at the Australian Olympic Qualifying Tournament a couple of weeks ago, and last week won the Oceania Olympic Qualifying Tournament to claim my spot at the Games. It's been quite a while since my last journey entry, so thank you for being patient with me. It's been a really rough ride for the past couple of months, and I just really needed to get some distance from everything that was happening. Some intense work with people who know what they're doing and are very good at what they do when I got back to Australia helped get me back on the right track and got me to the point where I was able to come out and compete well. So I came to the Australian leg of the Olympic qualifying not really knowing where I stood. There were 8 players left in the tournament by the time I started playing, and the top 4 would progress through to the next stage of qualifying, the Oceania Olympic qualifying. It was important to finish as highly as possible at the Australian leg, as the final placings at that tournament would influence the final selections for the team to compete in London. I got off to a great start, winning my first 4 matches, all 4 games to 0 on day 1. However, I did have the 3 toughest matches left the next day. A pivotal moment came against Australia number 3, Justin Hahn, in the first match of day 2. I led 10-8 in the 7th set, but Justin managed to level the score at 10-all. A rather unorthodox shot at 10-all and a strong backhand at 11-10 to me gave me a very important win, and it meant that I'd almost certainly finish in the top 2. That meant I didn't have to go through and play the next stage of Australian qualifying. I won my 2 remaining matches 4-0 and 4-1 and took first place, which I was thrilled at. The next couple of weeks in between the events were spent fine-tuning details in my game and going through some specific match tactics against the players who I knew I'd be playing at the Oceania event. I mean, the hard work had been done for 5 or 6 months beforehand in Austria, and the most important thing was for me to turn up feeling physically and mentally fresh and ready to play well. The first stage of the Oceania event involved a round robin with the top 2 players in each group progressing through to the semi-finals. I had a comfortable run through the group, defeating David Powell 4 games to 1 to clinch first place. In the other group, it was a bit of a surprise for everyone that number 2 seed Justin finished 2nd in his group, which meant that we would play each other in the semi-final. The match against Justin was close to start with. I won the first set, lost the 2nd set, but really lifted my game when I needed to win the next 3 sets and progress through to the final. I felt that I'd overcome my biggest hurdle along the way to gaining an Olympic spot. Justin's been an Australian citizen since, I think, 2010, and he spends most of his time training full-time in China. I think I had a massive advantage in the final when it came to experience. I've been in that exact situation many times before. I know how it's going to make me feel. I'm expecting all those thoughts I know are going to start rushing through my head, and I've got a good idea how to deal with it all. In a tight first set, I found myself down 10-9. I really wanted to get the first set under my belt and take some of the pressure off. I played 3 excellent points to win the first set 12-10. It was clear sailing after that. David struggled to keep me away from my attacks, and I attacked his serve successfully. The relief I felt after having qualified for London was just enormous. I mean, you can look at the results and say, okay, you won all of the matches. There was never really any doubt that you were going to qualify. But some of the situations I've gone through over the past couple of months have tested me to the absolute extreme. And I was just so thrilled and relieved to overcome it all and gain my spot at the Games. I'll try to explain these situations and everything that was going on over the coming video entries. So I was in a bit of a hurry to leave Australia, get back to Europe and Austria to finish off my season, so I left on the night the qualifying finished. I had my first 2 sessions back at training today, and it felt good to be back into the action, and I felt a lot more relaxed and enjoyed the training over here.